This is Cooper from Team UGNXT.
This is AJ.
And we're coming at you with a bit of news that came out today on the YGO organization. Particularly, we'd like to highlight the TCG high-speed riders list that came out today. Lots of interesting cards, lots of reprints, and some new archetypes. And then we're going to finish up with two card highlights from Breakers of Shadow. So I'm going to turn it over to AJ, who is very excited for the new Speedroid archetype.
Oh yes, I am. My favorite summoning type is Synchro, so naturally I'm going to love anything Synchro related. Right now, the Speedroids, it looks like from the set you will be getting nearly everything you need. One thing I wish that they would have included in this would be a reprint of Pilica, Descendant of Yugioh, because that's really nice because it grabs a wind tuner from your grave. But, I mean, beggars can't be choosers.
And they're all winds, right?
Yeah,
so that's
all of the Speedroid are all winds.
it's a lot of synergy right there.
Yeah.
Would be nice.
It's really good.
Yeah. So there's a lot of new ones here. There's also some reprints of some of the cards we already got. I see Kendama right here, which came out as a Super or Ultra in
Came out as a Super.
Super in Clash of Rebellions. Yeah.
I picked up two of those.
Very nice. Yeah, he's ready for it.
I've been playing them for a little over 1 or 2 months now.
Yeah. So looking at the name, I'm not too familiar with the archetype, but looking at the names of these cards, I would think that they are some spell support. And spell
Yeah, they have a little bit of spell. I don't know what they changed the name to. I think it's Shock Surprise, but that was Hidden Shot in the OCG, which is a pretty nice spell. I didn't really see too much use for it. Really, my favorite one to use was Speed Recovery, because that lets you, I believe that lets you special summon a Speedroid from your graveyard. That sadly doesn't, as of right now on YGO Pro, that doesn't count the high Speedroids, which are the Synchros, but that might get fixed.
So as you mentioned, this is a Synchro-focused archetype, so I assume they work off of normal summoning 1 and special summoning more. Okay, so and I know in the anime, Clearwing Synchro is related to this.
Yeah, in the anime, Speedroids are used by Yugioh, which is the Synchro Dimensions version of Yuya's Sakaki, which is the one with red and green hair, for those of you who don't know. But what it does is it focuses on really fast synchro summoning. Like Terror Top, it got a name change, but in the OCG it's Begomax, and it's basically a Stratos for the deck. It's got 2 effects. You can special summon it from hand if you control no monsters, I believe. It might just be special summon it. And when it's normal or special, you get to search your deck for a Speedroid.
So I guess an interesting tech against this card would be Poisonous Winds, the card that allows prevents wind-type monsters from being special summoned, and all of them lose 500.
Yeah, that is fairly painful, but so far right now there's not a lot of wind archetypes in the mix, so that doesn't look like it's going to be too big of a problem, unless, of course, Aero Mages get really big.
I'd also think that if these guys get really big, I think that you could see that in a lot more side decks between them and Ritual Beast. I know Ritual Beast have been a pain in my side for a while now. Playing Tellarknights. So, So moving on.
I do want to say one quick, really, probably my favorite combo in the deck is special summoning Terror Top, searching for Red Eyes dice from deck. Normal summon Red Eyes dice, and whenever it's normal summoned or special, whenever it's summoned, you can change the level of one Speedroid monster you control to from. It actually might just be machine, but from either 1 to 6. And it is a level 1 tuner, so it's also nice with. It works well with 1 for 1.
Oh, 1 for 1. that card has made a definite impact in a lot of decks in the past few formats until it's limiting. So no doubt it'll be powerful here too.
Yeah.
I know I'm using it in my Infernoids right now to summon out my Decatron when I need it.
And I use it in my Synchrons.
Yeah.
There's easy Jet Synchron, which means easy recurring Synchros.
Definitely a powerful card when it comes to Synchro summons.
Oh yeah, big time.
Speaking of bringing out tuners and non-tuners, it seems like they're including a lot of the Resonator archetype that they've been discussing.
Yeah, so the entire Red Dragon Archfiend from Jack is actually getting a new, like, its own archetype. And of course, from the anime, we all know that Resonators work really well with Jack's deck. So they're reprinting a lot of the Resonators as well as including some new ones. Like, I don't see Flare Resonator in here.
Mirror Resonator? I think that might be coming out in Dimensions of Chaos. I'm not too sure.
It might be getting a reprint. But yeah, Synchron Resonator's new one. I'm not entirely sure if Red Resonator is. I'm not too familiar with the archetype.
I'm not too familiar with them either. When they first came out back in the early 5Ds era, I passed on them because they didn't have a ton of useful effects, and I was much more of a Stardust fan rather than a Red Dragon Archfiend fan. So I didn't pay them too much attention, but it looks like now they're trying to make a comeback really quickly before Dimensions of Chaos comes out with a new Red Archfiend Scar.
Scar, right?
Yeah, Scar, right? Yeah.
I think it's actually just called Scar Light now in the TCG. They have some really weird habits with censorship.
And that will be the last pack with a Ghost Rare, right? I believe.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, because they're not under the new booster format.
Right.
But this is.
Yeah, that's something to note really quickly about this. This seems to be a test run for Konami's new format of how they're going to do booster packs. By removing Ultimate Rares and Ghost Rares, they're going to be including foils in every pack. So let's hope the pull rates are pretty high with this one.
Well, since it is technically a special pack, I'm pretty sure that the pull rates are going to be pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, we can find out this Friday.
Hopefully,
I think so.
Okay, let's move on to Psyframes.
Yeah, Psyframes. These guys confused me a little bit. I know that they circle around Framelord Omega, I believe is the Synchro monster.
Like, all of the Psyframe gears, which are Alpha through Epsilon. Well, first of all, their name, it comes from Greek letters, so that's pretty cool, if you ask me. But they're also hand traps.
Yeah. Oh, well, one thing to note about these guys is that they're all light. So throw Honest in the mix, and that is a lot of hand traps for the deck.
Honest, I can't remember. Epsilon does traps. I think Delta does spell. And then they got one for summons and monster effects.
Wow, covering everything under the sun right there. A lot of these decks, I've seen other Yu-Gi tubers and people online try them out in YGO Pro with some success, but I'm not sure how they're going to fare with the current meta. It kind of seems like we're still living in a duelist alliance kind of era, even though they've tried to change it up a couple of times. Those decks seem to be really dominant. So I don't know how they're going to stack up against the current meta, but I hope they do well.
Yeah, the Duelist Alliance decks are going to stay prominent until they just absolutely just kill them off.
Yeah, and the ban
I mean,
list.
I play Shadalls, and I'm building Yang Zings. He plays Tellers and Shadalls,
So, and I've recently picked up Infernoids, but really hoping for the Teller Knights to not get hit, though I know it's a popular opinion with them winning Worlds that they will get hit. So, fingers crossed.
But back to Psyframes. One thing that really interests me is that not only does the deck revolve around Synchro Summoning, it revolves around Psyframe Driver, which is a common card. Not common, sorry. Well, it is common. Well, a rare.
Is that the field spell?
It's a normal.
Oh, okay.
Normal
Yeah,
monster.
that's right. That's right. He's the actual guy, and it seems like the artwork that adds on to him as he makes his way to Omega.
Yeah, it's like the frame gears are like, I guess, gear or armor in a way.
punny name. But yeah,
right.
I remember these guys coming out with a field spell. And
That would be Cyframe Circuit.
Circuit, yeah. That had a pretty potent effect.
Yeah, let me look it
I
up.
remember it real quickly.
Cyframe Circuit. And also Zeta and Omega, they are both pretty potent cards. Omega, he can, during the opponent's turn, he can banish himself and one of your opponent's monsters for until an end phase. So it is really disruptive. Like if you're low on life points, but you got a Omega out, well, you can just stall for a while.
Yeah. So we'll see how these guys stack up, but definitely two great archetypes so far, and one archetype I'm not too sure about, the Resonators. This set is definitely worth picking up. Let's see what else it has to offer really quickly.
Well, as you can see, it's got some reprints of manga promos: Stardust Spark and Black Rose Moonlight.
That is what I am most excited for with this pack. I've been wanting a Stardust Spark Dragon, being that Stardust Dragon is my favorite card in the game for a while, and I'm looking to collect my set of manga dragons. So very, very happy to see these guys back. Also happy to see the red Archfiend cards start to come out in this set, because I know they're again with the Resonators, they're trying to push it. So it seems like a great time for them to come out.
Like
as well.
we finally got Hot Red Dragon Abyss. I believe that's another manga card.
I think it's Hot Red Dragon Archfiend is the manga
is that
card.
okay?
Yeah, so.
And then we got Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, which was formerly known as Belial. They changed that, obviously, censorship for religious reasons. So, yeah.
Well,
and then we got Expressroid and Armoroid. Both of those are pretty interesting. Expressroid works well with Speedroids, and Armoroid is, I believe it's a level 8, but it has a very potent effect.
I'm not sure of their effect, but I'm definitely liking the old school Karibon's reprint right here for the 5Ds era. I think that's
probably going to be really good with Cyframes.
I think it was. Is that the one with like the bow on the back of it, or is that? Or am I thinking of? Am I thinking of the tuner, or is it the tuner, the psychic tuner that we're thinking of?
No, I really don't remember.
Man,
anyways,
that was a long time ago playing back there. But yeah, for some reason I thought it was the little Karibo with the wind on it. But yeah. So, but Karibons pay 5 or 800, keep them alive. Yeah, that was pretty fun back when synchros were first starting out.
And then we got the Silent and Serene Psychic Wizard and Witch.
Yeah. When Cosmos were first coming on the scene, I saw a couple of builds that play them. I picked up a set myself. But from what I hear now, they're the Cosmos have found their ratio and what they'd like to do with traps and spells and stuff. So it's interesting that these guys are getting reprinted as well with all the psychic stuff. Definitely, there seems to be a lot of psychic presence between Ritual Beast, Cosmos,
and Cyframes.
Yeah.
They're making a pretty nice comeback. I mean, they were out of the game for quite a while.
Yeah. I'm not sure if all things Cosmos are related to psychics, but I know that Emergency Teleport was in the deck. So, yeah.
Farm Girl, Good Witch, and then the next Wicked Witch is coming out. Those are the psychics, and then the others are machine.
Yeah, Forerunner's my boy. I'll tell you that.
I like Slip Rider.
Oh, do you?
Right.
That's pretty cool.
And then Card D with another reprint. That's quite a bit.
Yeah, I saw someone talking about its synergy with Cyframes. So there's quite a bit of those running around right now. So happy to see the reprint nonetheless. But yeah, so
it's definitely nice because since the majority of the Cyframes are hand traps, just always good to get more of those.
Draw 2 in the turn.
And then the next card, Trishula.
Yes. Happy to see this guy back. There was far too few prints in the market right now. Or before this announcement, Trishula was running about $30 for
around that.
Yeah. I actually picked mine up a couple of weeks ago to play in my Shadal Clown deck.
Same.
That you can find on the channel. Which is impeccable in that deck. It's absolutely essential. But this reprint will give a lot of the players who have not had the opportunity to play Trishula a chance at a copy of their own card.
And since there's only 60 cards in this set, that's pretty good ratio. There's a pretty good chance you'll pull a Trishula, even though it is a secret rare. But then again, each pack containing a holo.
That's true, yeah. But I actually have seen spoiler images of the secret rare, and it looks very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Looks very nice.
Also, this just came to mind. With every pack being a holo, it would be harder for people to complain about scaling packs.
That is true. That is true. So beneficial on multiple ends for Konami.
Yeah.
You can see here. Very interesting. Before we get to the long-awaited Emergency Teleport reprint, is a Mystical Space Typhoon. And correct me if I'm wrong, but typically Mystical Space Typhoon comes out in starter decks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting to see it in a kind of a special pack or add-on pack here. But glad to see it nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, I'm running low on my copies of MST because I run them in most of my decks.
Mm-hmm.
So
be happy to pick them up, especially common. And that should drop the card price down, probably from $2 to $1.
Mm-hmm.
But very essential card right here for most duelists. Very good. Yeah, let's talk about the Emergency Teleport reprint. When Cosmos were coming on the scene, Emergency Teleport got a lot of attention because, of course, you can summon Farm Girl during the battle phase, banish, and do all that stuff.
I mean, it was already getting a lot of attention due to Ritual Beast, but now
that's
Ritual
true.
Beast and Cosmos.
And now Psyframes. This is a definitely needed reprint.
And I think it was actually really good, well-timed, because if E-Tele wasn't reprinted in this set, price would have like
through the roof,
way high.
When Cosmos needed it for the deck, we knew ahead of time that it was getting reprinted, so that may have attributed to the cost staying low at that time. So.
And but like Ritual Beast, like I built Ritual Beast, and I picked up my E-Teles for around $30 each.
Yeah, I told myself I'll wait till the reprint until I get them. So hopefully the ultra rare will be not too common to pull, but pullable at least. Yeah. So
like I said though, with the set size being on the smaller, and every pack has a holos. Yeah. I'm pretty optimistic. Yeah.
So let's pull like 10 Trishes this time.
Oh yeah.
And probably about 14 E-Teleports. So we'll go from there. Pot of Duality, a rare. That is interesting. I know.
Has Pot of Duality had a rare?
I don't think so. I think it's had super common, but I don't think it's had a rare yet. Definitely a card deserving of the rare letters. Really great card, you know.
It's good, and I think it works well with Speedroids, or either Speedroids or Psyframes. I got it mixed up.
Well, I know it works flawlessly with Yosenju's, so
yeah,
it's really good.
Then Supercharge.
Supercharge. Supercharge. I'm not sure what that card actually does, but it's a common, so
it's
I'll find out.
Crazy draw engine for the entire Roid archetype.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pull it up to read the actual effect. Supercharge. But so as long as you control. When your opponent declares an attack while you control machine type Roid monster.
That's an old card.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can't really see it too well.
Yeah. It is the trap card with the
yeah, I'll just pull it up on here.
Yeah. Yeah, that takes me back, man. That was before the 5Ds era, right? That was GX back then. So a long time.
But yeah, you get when your opponent declares an attack while the only monsters you control are machine type Roid monsters, you draw 2 cards.
Right, and now that the Speed Roids are here, they're
machine
considered
type
Roids. Yeah, wow, that's pretty awesome. So definitely I'd probably run 2 of them, maybe 3. 3
I run
might get
2.
Cloggy. 2. 2 seems like the magic number for this card.
Since it is a trap, it is kind of slow.
Yeah. And then finishing off the set is Psychic Overload, which is the draw card for Psychics as well.
Is it?
I think it's something along the lines of
go ahead and pull that up.
Draw 2. Grab here. I remember picking them up because I thought
Oh, it's
they
another
could
trap
be
card.
used. Yeah.
Oh,
So
is that Thought Reeler?
yeah, it is. Target 3 psychic monsters in your graveyard, and then shuffle all 3 in the deck, and then draw 2.
That's nice.
So it can kind of restart your engine just a little bit, and then give you a draw. So at least it's a +1, and plus you get your monsters in the deck. So that's pretty good. Nice common. I know it came as Ultra and Ultimate before, but good to see it a common. I think it's definitely deserving of that rarity.
Oh, definitely.
So, yeah, that's High Speed Riders. It looks like it's going to be a pretty exciting set coming out October 2nd.
This
I
Friday.
believe. Yeah, this Friday. So thank you for the guys at YG Organization for providing this list. They're great with their news. Let's talk about some of the Breakers of Shadow stuff really quickly before we finish off here. So, Buster Dragon. Man, let's talk about this Buster archetype really quickly. This guy is the small little dragon that was announced a couple of weeks ago.
Which is funny because he went from being white to what looks like black?
Blackish, purplish, reddish, yeah.
I don't know. That might be like a discoloration from like, like flames that kind of alters colors. But yeah.
It might be, because he's fire down here.
Yeah.
But I noticed something down here when reading this for the first time. There's some wordplay on the name stating that he's darker, no longer white, and things like that. So, pretty cool. I think this is going to be an absolutely essential card for the archetype to run. Let's take a look at some of its stats and effects.
1200 attack. That's actually pretty low for level 8 synchro.
So, Buster Dragon, the
Presimp Trampler Dragon.
Presimp Trampler Dragon. Oh, Trampler. Looks like he's going to go to town on some folks. And from his effects, I would say so. 1200 attack, 2800 defense. Definitely, maybe you want to put this guy in defense mode before you get into your big plays. A level 8 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner. All monsters your opponent controls are treated as dragon type.
And as we all know, with Buster
Blader.
That is pretty amazing. Right there.
The whole archetype is designed to go against a dragon type.
It's an anti-dragon deck.
Yeah. What's the card? DNA Surgery? The type? I definitely thought that the players who run this are going to be maining DNA Surgery, but it seems like this card does the job for you. All the Buster Blader cards.
Well, if they do both, then.
Yeah, I mean, even plus more consistency.
Yeah.
Because this deck's going to rely on getting those effects off against dragons, and certainly it's going to go up against decks that aren't dragons. I just want to use it to kill Red Eyes personally myself.
But I would definitely, since it has low attack, you almost kind of have to do in defense mode, which isn't that bad because if you attack into your opponent's dragon, then they might mirror force you, so it will stay alive.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot of safety in defense. So summon him and then bring out the big guys. So,
but what I was also trying to say is since it has high defense, it kind of acts like, I guess, like a support, because its second effect is once per turn, if you do not control a Buster Blader monster, you can target one Buster Blader in your graveyard and special summon it.
So if you run into like a Mirror Force or something, you can just get your monster back next turn.
Yeah, main phase 2, just bring it.
And it seems like this guy is the companion of Buster Blader, so it's funny that you mentioned the support role that this card will play, and it seems very appropriate because he seems to be a very essential card to make this deck go up a level.
I just find it weird because Buster Blader's an archetype to go against dragons. Yeah. And his familiar pet is a dragon.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hey, maybe he's got a soft spot for this one. We saw that he found him as a baby.
It was pretty cute.
It was pretty cute. Kind of looks like Judgment Dragon.
Yeah.
When he was a baby, at least.
Baby JD.
Baby JD. Yeah, so let's look at this third effect real quick. Once per turn during your opponent's turn, you can target one Buster Blader monster you control. Equip it with one Destruction Sword monster from your graveyard to that target.
So, what are the Destruction Sword monsters?
I believe it is the translation for the archetype itself. A lot of the Buster Blader cards.
Let's pull it up on the other tab.
You want to grab that real quick?
Yeah.
I'll let you do it.
was it?
Destruction Sword Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah.
And I think I spelled everything right.
Buster Blader, the Destruction Sword Master. This is the new Buster Blader.
I like that artwork.
Yeah. It's probably gonna be. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You want to run this over the original Buster Blader.
I mean, I would still run the original at 1.
I'd probably put this at 2, and maybe 1 at 1. But this card names becomes Buster Blader while on the field or in graveyard. So you can definitely summon that off of the dragon here. If an opponent's monster is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one of those monsters and equip it to this card. Once per turn, you can send one monster equipped to this card to the graveyard and destroy all monsters your opponent controls with the same type as that sent monster.
Wow. Type meaning not just dragon, but like warrior. My goodness, it hurts against everything. Like, Burning Abyss is all fiends. I mean, I don't know if you'd want to nuke their field to get a lot of effects.
They get a lot of pluses off of that.
But hey, it's still pretty nice.
And a lot of something to mention with this archetype coming out is there was an old card. I can't remember the name of it. But Emblem of something. It adds
Emblem of Honor?
Emblem of Honor. Let's get that up real quick. Emblem of Honor. Yu-Gi-Oh. I believe it's just a simple... No, that's value.
It's value.
Yeah.
Emblem of the...
Let's see real quick.
I really like the name for the archetype before it became Destruction Sword, Dragonsbane.
Here he is.
That's nice. Oh.
Emblem of the Dragon Destroyer. So add one Buster Blader from your deck or your graveyard to your hand. And as this guy is counted as, the Dragon Destroyer was counted as Buster Blader, that could work in the graveyard to get that back. That's very interesting. I'd pick this up now when you got a chance to. We got a little ways before this archetype comes out, but yeah. A searchable Buster Blader card from the good old days.
I originally wasn't really planning on doing Buster Bladers, but this kind of makes me want to. But then again, it's going to go really expensive.
Yeah, I think with a lot of the nostalgia archetypes that we've seen come out lately and are going to come out with the Blackluster Soldier, we can...
Paying for memories.
Yeah, paying for memories. There's a lot of nostalgia involved with the cards. I'd definitely like to play the Blackluster Soldier archetype, but I was going to pass on Buster Blader myself until this card came out, because this makes all of those effects that weren't previously viable unless you were playing like a deck like Red Eyes. Yeah. Very viable. So we'll see what it does. And then last up, let's talk about the new Magician.
Oh boy.
Seem to be adding on to the Pendulum Magicians.
Oh, here we go. It finally loaded.
Yeah, I'll let you take this one.
Well, just judging by the artwork, it looks pretty nice. It looks to be like a mixture in between Time Gazer and Stargazer and Chronomancer.
Yeah, I thought about that too when I saw that.
Because he got the little thingy the Time Gazer had on his wrist, and then that's kind of like what Stargazer had.
Yeah, kind of a mini Time Gazer. Artwork looks very nice. I really like the background too. It's kind of got that clock feel.
And it's a level 3, which is always nice. Level 3s have been getting a really nice boost.
Yeah, and scale 2.
Oh.
So, yeah. That's something to notice.
That's pretty low.
Yeah, let's go.
And it's a generic pendulum effect. Once per turn, a pendulum monster you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, which mean, like some of the other magicians, like you had to have another magician or odd eyes in your other pendulum zone. But this is nice because it kind of seems like you can run in almost any deck.
Almost any deck. And we've seen what happens with generic pendulum monster effects with like Arch Phoenix Centric and I think Draco Slayer to some degree is something like that.
Yeah, to some degree, the Draco Slayers. I really like that archetype.
Yeah. So let's check out the stat line here. Well, first, Time Sword Magician is the name of the card.
Oh, right.
And then it is a scale 2, level 3, 1400 attack, and 0 defense. Kind of interesting that the last card we looked at had a very high defense, and this one has
No
very
defense.
low defense or no defense at all. But yeah, as you mentioned, the pendulum effects are really good, really generic. Let's take a look at these 2 monster effects. Wow. There may be some
there's
benefit
2.
for playing it in the monster zone.
When this card is pendulum summoned from your hand, you can have this card's attack become double its original. So,
Wow.
28.
2,800.
For a level 3.
Yeah, that's baller. Check
Like
that out.
Rubik,
Yeah.
he's a level 3 with 2,100 defense, which is outstanding. But this 28 went on summon.
Something to note here, but it's got to be pendulum summoned from your hand, so you don't get this effect if it's
Right.
coming from the top of the extra deck. So that's pretty. I think it's a fair restriction.
That's some nice
It's
wording on
pretty good, yeah.
Konami's part.
Yeah. So let's check this one out.
That first effect kind of reminds me of Speed Warrior from Yusei's deck.
Oh, good old Speed Warrior, the level 2 target for Junk Synchron.
Except it's only 18. This is 28.
So this second effect, once per turn, you can target 1 monster on the field. Banish both this card and that monster until your next standby phase. Wow, I really like all the cards that say banish. It's a good word.
I mean, it does target, but who cares?
Yeah, you're banishing a card. Get rid of those problem cards for a little bit, and you get this guy back too until your next standby phase. Isn't there a new Synchron monster? It came in the structure deck. It's kind of akin to Speed Warrior that does something along those lines.
Like banish and bring back?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I'm just thinking, but I don't remember when I
Is
saw
it
that.
Stardust Warrior, maybe?
No, not Stardust Warrior. It's a non-tuner.
Jet Warrior, then.
No, it's
No?
not a tuner. Like,
No, Jet Warrior is
it's
a synchro.
Oh, it's not a synchro. It's
Oh.
a level 4 or 3. It's a normal type monster. But anyway, that card this effect kind of reminds me of reading that card the first time around when I read that. So, but yeah, definitely.
Really like that artwork.
Yeah.
Even though high rarity sometimes I don't like because it means harder to pull, I really actually do want this in secret. It would look amazing as a secret.
I would have to agree with you. Either secret or ultra. I think it'd be a great card. But
What about ultimate? Oh, wait.
Yeah. For all your ultimate fans out there, collect them while you can because they're going to be going up in price. I'm a Ghost Rare collector myself. Got most of them, but there's still a good little bit that I need to get on my hands before I finish the Ghost Rare collection.
Yeah.
So.
Well, is there anything else we need to talk about?
No.
Wrong.
I think that pretty much covers it. So this has been Cooper and AJ from Team Underground Next. Thanks for chiming in and listening to us ramble about the news for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. We'll see you in the next video.
Thank you.